Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you Mission 4 of the Atlantikwall campaign, the Lion's Den. The mission order is as follows. Oberstrauch, this is our one and only chance of defeating the invasion. Either we succeed in throwing the Allies back into the sea here and now, or we get trapped between the Canadian and British forces. This is going to be the fight of our life. Let's hope that these last 2 days of combat have weakened the British enough to make it possible. Your orders, as well as the 12th SS Panzer, which will be supporting the attack, are simple. Crush the beachhead and push them back to the sea. Main objective, defeat the Anglo-Canadians. Let's launch the battle.
Lyon-sur-Mer is in our reach, Herr Major. Well, for what is left of us. Since only parts of our combined Kampfgruppen have made it, and with Oberst Opel wounded this morning, you are to take command of all remaining 21st Panzer's elements in the upcoming battle. British and Canadian infantry divisions have fallen back around Lyon-sur-Mer for a last stand. Fortunately, the 12th SS Panzer's offensive has started on schedule and wiped out any resistance poked in our rears. We will be able to count on their support for the final assault on the Allied beachhead. We are back where we started, Herr Major. The Anglo-Canadians are cornered, their backs to the sea. Yet they certainly don't seem to be trying to evacuate, like at Dunkirk. Reports indicate that they are gathering troops north of Hermanwell for a counteroffensive. They intend to regain the initiative to expand the beachhead again. Our orders are not only to prevent that, but to squash it before they can bring any more troops. Victory will be decided by who holds more ground at the end of the day, Herr Major. 12th SS Panzer will support our offensive. They've even detached a small armored squadron under your command to make up for our previous loss. Their brand new equipment will be a major addition to our forces.
Let's give Tommy a second Dunkirk. Compose your battle group.
So here we are in the final mission, which is the conquest style missions that you get at the end of all of the campaigns, I believe. And I think in this one, if I remember, we get attacked quite early on, or at least they have a lot of forces to begin with, and we won't really have that much. So we'll compose our battle group and then see how many points we have to work with, and I'll compose my strategy based on that. In our recon tab, we do have access to the spear troops and the Aufkläder, so we're going to bring in those, as we have done for pretty much all of the missions, I believe.
We should deploy everything we have in Phase A to hold the ground and await the arrival of the Panthers in Phase B.
So yeah, that confirms what I was thinking about.
We need to hold enough ground as possible to avoid an early defeat.
We're going to get attacked early, and we have to defend until Phase B, basically, which is 10 minutes. So we've got plenty of Panzergrens, we can bring those in. I also have the Panzergrenführer that I kept alive, and then we can bring in the Pioneers and so on in Phase B. We've also got Osttroppen and Grenadiers that we can bring, so that's fantastic. That's just going to bolster our infantry in the early game.
Panther tanks will be available in Phase B. We could use them as an iron fist to break the Anglo-Canadians. These tanks are strong, but not invincible. Protect them with anti-air and infantry units and avoid close-range combat.
So I'm definitely going to bring all of the Panthers. That's, I think, very important for this mission. You can completely wipe the floor with the AI if you have Panthers. The only thing that's going to stop a Panther at the end of the day is like a 17-pounder. Or maybe, I guess, a Firefly if it gets lucky, but for the most part, should be okay. I'm going to bring in the 1-star Panzer IVs not the Befehlpanzer 4, just because you get 2 on a card, and also I can upgrade them to 2-star with command infantry nearby. So that's what we're going to bring. As for our support, we do have the Brumbiers at our disposal, but they only come in phase C, which is kind of crap. So I think what I'm going to do, I'll go for the 259s in phase A. Don't know why I only have 1 Opal Blitz munition. I'm pretty sure I got both of the phase A ones through. Same with these other Opal Blitz munition. I'm pretty sure we got 4 through from the phase B ones. So maybe they've just cut it short for balancing reasons. But either way, having those available is going to be important. And we'll bring in the 232 command for the Panthers in the late game. For our anti-tank, we only have the SJ7 packs and the Panzerschreck, since that's all that we managed to get through. I don't think I got any Marders through in the end, so that's unfortunate. But having these SJ7 packs with the 1,200 meter range in phase A is actually going to be really useful.
The enemy air force is expected to be very strong. Wirbelwind and Möbelwagen will give Allied pilots a hard time, and could even be used against light ground troops.
So I'm going to make sure that I have all of my decent AA. I might even bring in the U304 Flax in phase A. Definitely want the SDKFZ 7.2s, and I think in phase C we'll just bring in the mobile wagons. I much prefer the 1,000 meter range AA than the 800 meter range AA. Although the verbal vins can be very useful for like shutting down infantry, like the dude mentioned. Now let's forego the U304 Flax in phase A, and we'll bring in the verbal vins in phase C.
We have been granted additional fire missions with the Biopanzer IVH. Try to fix the enemy and then call a heavy artillery strike on their concentrations.
We've got access to Wehrflammens, which are the tanks that were coming through with us in the last mission. They have the 4 25 HE power missiles, which are really, really useful. So we're going to bring in some of those. I might bring in the Biopanzer 4 as well, because these guys have the off-map that can help take out like anti-tank in the late game. So I might bring in both of those, and then maybe the Rheinwerfer in phase B. I would bring in the Wildfachwerfer, but I don't think the infantry is going to be that concentrated. Actually, I'm not too sure. No, we won't bring it in because we only have 1 of them, and I think there's a bit of a waste of availability otherwise.
U-87G with twin 37mm anti-tank guns are deadly even against the heaviest vehicles, while U-88 will smash anything with their 500 kilogram bombs.
Well, we have access to
The RAF will
Ju-87s.
send anything it has in this struggle. Be careful and use your bombers under protection of our own flak of fighters.
I think the best bet here is probably to bring in the Storches for recon. We'll bring in the Me-109s with the rockets in phase B, I'm thinking, unless we want to go for the Focke-Wulf 190 G3s. See, that might be a better shout, actually, going for the Focke-Wulf 190s and then maybe some Ju-87s. Just for the tank busting opportunities, especially with things like Fireflies that are getting in our way. The Focke-Wulf 190 G3 I like a lot more than the 15 HE power bomb on the Focke-Wulf 190 G1, because the G3 I think has more suppression, whereas the G1 has a little bit more lethality, but it's never enough to actually kill stuff anyway, so you may as well just have that extra suppression and then go for the engagements when things are pinned down. So that's what we're going to try and rely on. I don't think I'm going to be bringing out my Air Force that much anyway, but that is looking about right in terms of units. And we've got pretty much a full infantry tab, which is really, really good, especially in the early game. Let's go ahead and validate the division. So we start with quite a nice position at Colville, in a sense that we can probably deploy quite a few forces here and just stay on the defensive. Same at Hermanville, although I'm a little bit unsure as to how we will be attacked here. Let's just focus on bringing plenty of units into these towns, because that's an easy place to defend at the end of the day. So we'll have 2 Panzergrenadiers, I'll have 2 Grenadiers, and we'll do that in both towns. Okay, then I'm going to bring in potentially the 259s actually. The other thing I could do is bring in both of the S307 packs, but I don't know where I need them. And they deploy, I think, all the way around us. Look at all these land spawns. There's only one on the left. Maybe I could just have both of the S307 packs like on the road here. We just cut off this left side land spawn. I think that could be quite easy to do. So we'll go for a double S307 pack. I'll make sure to have, I was going to say command with that, but I don't have any left. We need recon for sure if we're going to do that. And I think maybe a couple Panzergrants, maybe on this road that can deploy into this tree line is a good idea. So we'll try that out. These towns should be okay. Maybe could use the Panzer 35s at close range, or actually even the Panzerschrecks might be a good shout. Yeah, let's put a Panzerschreck in each one of these groups. Then I'm going to make sure that I have orders on them before we start. I think this line's probably the best place for us to defend. So let's just have the Panzergrants deploy near the road. The Grenadiers can come back a little bit here. And then we need the command at the very back of the Panzerschreck off to one side. That is fine. In this town on the right side, I think we'll just move them to where I want them to unload initially. Well, actually, let's put this one here. We can go there. Panzerschreck can be in there. That's fine. These guys are going to move to these positions. And this can just unload straight away. I'm going to shift unload all of those half tracks now that I've given them orders as to where to go, and we shall launch the battle. Yeah, there's a bunch of units coming towards us already. Get the Panzerschreck into position, and we'll hide these half tracks for the time being until I know that I can safely use them. Well, they are coming in right at the bottom as well. That's going to be a bit tough to deal with. At least these U-304s are kind of hidden. That's good. Sniper Scout's taken out already. Okay, that's good. Have we cut off that land spawn? That's what we need to do. I'm going to move the 222 aggressively in that direction. And we'll have the S307 packs move down here. There actually wasn't any troops on this left side. Look at these guys go. They've just broken through. Oh, what's happened here? Like a bombing strike? Some sort of bombing strike happened. A lot of these units being pinned down. There is a Humber Mark III. Maybe I could engage that with the U-304 pack actually. This doesn't seem like a bad idea. Oh, that is a Churchill 5. If we can shoot that with the 222. Close range, the U-304 packs made it fall back, so we'll just surrender it. And that is the left side land spawn controlled. Okay, not too bad. We are still losing a +3. That's going to open up this side of the map quite nicely. Let's get a couple of Panzergrants to move up, and we'll have the S307 packs join the AI here on this left side. This is all okay for now, although I might move forwards this U-304 pack to engage the Humber. Okay, loads of surrenders there, that's great. Let's move forwards now. About to take more ground. I'll move the Grenadiers out to the sides, and the reason I'm doing that is just to take more ground as well. Cool. Just need to get rid of this pocket. This Panzergrant probably just needs to fall back because they're being spotted by recon, I think. Right, this is decent so far. Unload the Panzergrants. Any units in the tree lines will reveal themselves. I don't know if I need to stay here on this left side. I don't think I do. So we're going to bring the 222 up with us. I need to start sorting out this right side. Let's bring up the 3 Samuras. Pull back here. There's some recon just spotting all of my units, which is pretty annoying. Let's start moving forwards aggressively. Hopefully not into line of sight of the Humber. That's a bad idea. Those Panzerguns can move through though, and then we'll have the 222 follow up. Okay, that is fine. That Vickers HMG is just so dead. It's good. I'm tempted to just like zoom to this location and just engage the Churchill at really close range. Have the Panzergrenführer move up. And let's just make sure they're all coming around the corner here and engaging the Churchill. Okay, the crew knockout is good. Shoot a wound. Actually, that's a spawning crew wounded as well. That's great. I should have one probably shooting at the Humber just to get rid of that. And then we can actually have one of the Panzer 35s push aggressively. And we'll just have these attack whatever they can. Now we can get the half tracks to spread out. And just take some more ground. Right, it's only a +2 at the moment, which is good. Let's make sure the U-304s are getting into position to help with this engagement on the right side. Okay, nice. So far so good. A little bit concerned about that honey. What we can do is bring up the S-307 packs here and engage with those. Right, that's the units dead there. Taking back the ground on the right side, which is good. A little bit concerned about rifle leaders, but normal rifles I don't really have to care about. It's just a matter of closing off these land spawns. I think my S-307 pack got it, maybe? No, it must have been the Jagdpanzer. That's fine. The Jagdpanzer is actually very difficult for any of their units to kill early on, so if I just assist this Jagdpanzer, I should be able to make a lot of ground with it. A little bit concerned about the honey. What is that firing at? Half track. Okay. Right, that land spawn's cut off. That's good. I have the Panzergrens sort of sweep out to that right side. We just got to find those remaining land spawn units. Alright, for this section, I'm not sure really what I need. Probably just a couple of infantry will do the job for now. Just to stop that from being an issue. And we should start making points against them soon enough. One of the U-304s has been taken out because of the honey. Like, I just don't have enough tanks at the moment to deal with all this stuff. Quite tragic. We have got to the edge of the map here. That should hopefully just give us all of this territory. Yeah, we're starting to make that ground back, which is great. Maybe I can sneak up with this Panzerschreck to the honey and take that out. For now, let's just unload the Osttruppen. And just house hop forwards. And the honey's moving the wrong way. It's annoying. This poor Osttruppen is like so dead. This Panzerschreck. What a mission. Is he dead? Oh no. I look away for 1 second. Let's keep pushing out here. That's fine. We need to have some Panzergrens actually push up to that building all the way up there. Need some Ostruppen on this right side as well. Great. I'm not sure what I really want to do with the S-7 packs. I guess we could move them back and maybe try and take out this honey with them. That could be something to do. Comes another bomber. Yeah. Controlling this right side and just pushing up is a good idea. It's very difficult for them to reinforce through the marsh, so that's great. A little bit concerned about this pocket, although we are surrounding it. These Ostruppen are going to get found and absolutely massacred. At least the honey stopped shooting at anything that is falling back. I'm not saying that. Looks like he's going to go for the Ostruppen kill. And the S-07 pack save the day, I wonder. These guys need to fall back as well. We're going to put these on attack orders now, attack move orders, so that when the honey reveals itself to them, it can be shot at. Nice and easy. I think that's, is that a Humber? No, that's the honey, okay. So we still don't want the U-304 pack to engage that. Come on, kill the honey for me. 6 seconds until phase B, and that's where I'll spend like the majority of my points. I have just been saving them on purpose, by the way, because these cost 250 points apiece.
Have arrived, Major. We could use them for a major push forward.
To go. Let's bring in a couple of 232s with them. Like the majority of my points spent just like that. I could bring in a Panzer IV maybe to clean up the units in between, but I think I need to do that. Let's move forward the Ostruppen. Like these units that are in our way will get cleaned up by the Panzer IVs regardless. Oh, that's a couple of Shermans. Hopefully the Jagdpanzer can deal with those sooner than later. We are going to come up against more enemy resistance now. That is definitely the case. Let's rip to shreds these rifles, please. Yep, they're gone. That's good. It's going to give us a bunch of territory. We're already at a +2. Then move these S-07 packs up. We want to just try and kill as much of this stuff as possible. I'm actually really concerned about just like attacking up this road like this, because there could be a Piat in here and then we're screwed, but we'll see. Just need to stop this infantry advance. Bring in my Panzergrens to assist. Right, meanwhile, let's bring in the Panzer IVs over here. I'll bring in a couple of Panzergrens as well, just to go with that. Okay, these guys shouldn't really be opening up with their machine guns. It seems like a bit of a bad decision. And with this 2-2-2 engaging the Sherman. And the Jagdpanzer's in like a really bad position. Good old AI. Never failing to show me how bad they can be. Nice attack move with these Panzergrens. Hopefully the Panzer IV can deal with the honey. You'd hope so. Let's move this 222 to the left. We'll try and cut off this land spawn. Stop the reinforcements. Could probably also push up this road and just surrender a bunch of stuff. Never mind. That is some infantry that needs to die. Lucky I actually spotted that, because that could have very well been my Panther D dying to the rifle leader, which would have not been very fun. I'd much rather lose a unit of Panzergrens than a Panther to some rifle leaders. Right, we surrounded those guys, so that's now the 222 in position, and we've taken all that territory on the left side. I'll move this up aggressively. Let's have the Panthers move up aggressively. Even the S-307 packs can move up. Be a little bit wary of those kangaroos. U-304 died on this right side, that's not too much of an issue. Panzer IV just needs to take out the Sherman for us. I'm going to have these Panzer 35s get nice and cozy with this marsh on the right side. And meanwhile, we can probably still move stuff through the town, so I'm going to do that. And I may as well have my U-304 pack try and take out this Humber. Might as well use it for something. My Panzer IV is already aiming in the right direction, so that's helpful. And that's going to be Panzerfaust. Lovely. Now let's make sure these are actually attack moving. Be a little bit careful with how I want that to engage. Humber Mark 4 down. Oh, there is a 17 pounder. Let's go double Focke-Wulf 190 G3 and see if we can take that out. I'm not sure if we will. We'll see. Will that be enough bombs? No. Alright, we'll have to strafe it then. Yeah, I'll strafe it as well. Focke-Wulfs do have very good guns for strafing. So hopefully we'll take it out. Okay, one more time round it by the looks of things. Let's get some more infantry in here. We still not killed that? It's ridiculous. Right, at least we're kind of breaking through on this right side. Let's have the U-304s move up there and cut off that land spawn if we can. Did lose a unit of Panzergrens, that's not good. Alright, let's now have them fall back. Cool, these good old Focke-Wulfs. Now what we're waiting for is the Panzer IV to ambush the Sherman 3 for us. Meanwhile, I'll probably have this Panther actually move to the left side. I think I might bring in another one to join it there. Meanwhile, these two can focus on pushing to the right. Or at least to prevent this land spawn. Because that's pretty much all we're working towards, just moving towards where the AI is going to reinforce. And then just cutting them off. Big pocket here that we got to deal with at some point. That's likely just going to be me bombing it again, and then Panzer IV. Job done. Right, let's get this Panther D to engage that Churchill. Perfect target. We also do have Ju-87s available in Phase B if I want to use them. Oh, there goes the U-304 pack. Sad times. I can probably use this opportunity actually to engage the Sherman. If there's no recon, I don't think they'll spot me. Maybe they will. But job done regardless. That's good. Right, we've cut off that spawn. That's good. And we just need to get rid of whatever's in the marsh here. On this side, maybe just try and surrender that. We're currently a +3. It's going very well. My Panther's covering this left side quite nicely. Infantry doesn't really have a chance. Move forwards aggressively with these Panzergrans. We'll put them into these buildings so that they can Panzerfaust anything that comes out the spawn. We've also got the two Panthers like covering the main road basically, so that's fine. These Panzergrans may as well be moving up as well. Good. Yeah, it's literally just this pocket that we need to take care of. Where that 17 pounder is though. My one worry.
The Tommies have reinforced the beachhead. They're trying to break our offensive.
Okay, well they've reinforced. I don't know how they're gonna do, if I'm completely honest.
They are determined to crush us once and for all.
We're already in a decent position here to like stop them, so yeah. Get the Pioneers into a building. That's fine. Okay, we'll move this Panther forward so that's in range of the spawn. This one can join it. These guys can unload. I can get the Pioneers into the building, U-304 into the building. Good. The only places I'm a little bit concerned is like on this far right side. Have we actually got anything left here? I don't know, it's just like this little pocket I need to get rid of. It's already a +4. And I don't think any of these reinforcements are really going to be doing too much at the end of the day. Oh, bombing strike onto my Panther D. Might be a little bit of a problem. I've got enough units covering though, I think, for it not to matter. Yeah, for example on this side, like these stag hounds are just not going to get close. Bring in a couple Pioneers and the Grenadiers here just to sweep things out. Meanwhile though, the rest of the troops may as well just be moving forwards. I've just left like loads of stuff behind. Well, there's a Churchill 6, which is going to get shot in the face. Yeah, that's now dead. I'm not quite sure what happened to my U-304s holding this line, but they don't hold it anymore. Right, the rifle should be pinned down by the MG. Rifles don't really work too well at long range because of the Bren guns, so We should just be able to run them down. And that pocket has been closed as well, so it's just a matter of bringing in Panthers and shutting down the Fireflies and so on that are coming in the center. Because everywhere else we've already beaten them. I can probably go and grab that land spawn actually, so we might go and do that. Got the Panther Ds just in position. Same deal happened here, this land spawn just got absolutely shut down. We now have ourselves a Bedford supply. Nice. With infantry left behind all the way back here. Well, that's the U-304 getting taken out. That would have been by a grenade because of the rifles. Go on 222. Win the day on the left flank. So I am going to just unload these where they are. It is tempting to kind of try and push up a bit more towards the Firefly and so on, but they would just die if they were in the open, I think, so we're not going to risk it for the time being. What I can probably do is when these motorized rifles get pinned down, to surrender this whole bunch of troops with my U-304. So we're going to try and do that. Yeah, that land spawn's now cut off. Let's move up my Pioneers just to hold that position. They're going to be trying to come across here. Let's move the Panther into a position where it can like shoot down the road. And have all of these move to the left side here as well. Attack move like so. And what I can do is just bomb these reinforcements with the Focke-Wulfs. I've also got the Ju-87s that I can use. Actually, I'm going to need some anti-air. Oh, never mind, we've already won. Job done. Brilliant. They're encircled near the beach, and that's that's it.
The Anglo-Canadians are re-embarking. It is a second Dunkirk. The Americans have been beaten off at Omaha. Only a few paratroopers remain to be mopped up in the Cotentin. The Allied invasion has failed to breach the Atlantikwall.
There we go. 25 minutes and 44 seconds. I'm not sure if that was faster than I did it last time around, but it was pretty successful, that's for sure. Managed to shut down, I think, 2 of the reinforcing spawns from the beaches. We managed to cut off the sides really quickly indeed. It went a lot better than I expected. Have a look at the kills quick. I don't think there's going to be anything of note really. The Panzer 35s did more than I expected. But yeah, it mainly comes down to the Panther Ds and the Panzer IVs in the late game. It's just the Panthers really just cleaning up a bunch of stuff. There wasn't actually too many kills in the grand scheme of things because we didn't come up against the brunt of their forces. I think the longer that scenario goes on, the harder it gets. So completing it sooner than later is really good. And therefore we didn't have to fight really any Fireflies. Well, I mean, there were Fireflies on the map, but we didn't actually directly engage them for the entire sort of time. So, yeah. Just lost a bunch of half-tracks mostly, which we're trying to push through and grab loads of ground. That's the only reason these U-304s were dying for the most part, unless I was trying to kill infantry with them or whatever. I mean, these at the end of the day are expendable. That's the point I'm trying to make. So we only lost expendable units plus a few infantry here and there. And yeah, I think that's pretty good. We do actually have the team scores. We lost 340 points worth of troops. got 3,015 kills. The AI actually did very well with the 4,205 kills to the 1,405 losses. That Jagdpanzer actually on the left side, supporting that really gave us a lot of ground that side. And then on the right side, I think when I brought in all of those Panzer 35s, it made taking control of that quite easy. Also, the U304 packs beating up the Humber Mark IIIs was very satisfying. So something that I would recommend you trying to get through to the last mission is those U304 packs with the Panzerschrecks. Because the Panzerschrecks didn't actually do too much. It was the U304 packs that took out the Humber Mark III and the Humber Mark IV there. That was actually really useful. Either way, that's where I'm going to leave it. That is the second campaign in Steel Division complete. And now we'll be moving on to the last one, which is the Scottish 15th Infantry campaign, which is even more difficult than this one, I believe. Although I think the third mission I thought was a lot more difficult the first time I played it, but this time I played it wasn't so bad. Maybe because I knew the mission and I have played it before. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that definitely is a large factor, is I already know a lot of these missions because I have played them, even if it was over a year ago. But I had a lot of fun with this campaign. I think this is my favourite campaign in Steel Division, for sure. That's all. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.